So in FM22, apparently, high press, high line, in-your-face football is a thing of the past. Well, it's not. It's not. You just need to be a little bit clever with it. Good morning, afternoon, evening. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for dropping in. My name is Neil. This is the Stinger channel. If you're new here, have a little look around and consider dropping us a sub. So today, in this Get the Edge episode, I'm going to show you how you can maintain your team with a high line, high press for most of the match. It's all about being clever and having a plan B that you can revert to at different times in the match. Now, I recently had this issue with my Inter Milan team. I've been dominating teams, battering them. In one particular game, I was 2-0 up, absolutely coasting, and then out of nowhere, it just seemed to drop off, and the game finished 2-2. So how can we avoid that? So here's my team at the moment. Don't pay too much attention to the tactic. It's still a work in progress. If it starts to fire, I'll let you know. But what I want you to concentrate on is the team instructions. So have a little look at that. So you can see with those team instructions, the out of possession ones in particular, higher defensive line, much higher line of engagement, much more often pressing, get stuck in, adding counter press to that. It is a super aggressive high press tactic. Very much like what Liverpool do. The high press, in your face, smash mouth style. Now what we got led to believe by FM22 in all the lead up to this was that this sort of style would not cut the mustard in FM22. Yes and no, I agree with that. I and a lot of my friends in the FM community are still having great success with this style of play. Which leads to people asking questions, is it really being affected? But as you play a bit longer, and the games are a little bit tighter, you can see the effect that it has. So in this game right here against Lazio, we're 2-0 up, we're playing great. Look at the stats, 8 shots, 4 on target, really good. There's nothing wrong so far. But if we look at our formation now, we've only been playing 45 minutes, but I would say 80-90% of those boys are starting to get a bit tired. So it's half time. I'm not going to make any changes, going to keep it as it is so we can see the effect on the players and then what we should do. So as expected, by continuing to play this way, our team are getting tired and Lazio are coming right back into the game. At half time, they hadn't had any shots at all. Now they've had 7, 4 on target, they're dominating possession and they've got a goal back. If I carry on playing this high press, full throttle style with absolutely wasted players, Lazio will equalise. So we need to make some changes. And the best way to do it, and to make your life easy as well, is to do this quick flip, have the same tactic, but flip those instructions. So when you get your tactic set up with this high press style, I want you to make the same tactic again in slot 2. So we'll go to this now, add, copy tactic over, and we've got the same tactic in 2 slots. But now we make changes to the second slot. So in the first slot, that is our high press style, attacking in your face. It's full throttle, take no prisoners. This second one is for scenarios like this. I'll probably use this a little bit earlier, but we'll get to that. So what we're going to do is we're going to change everything up. I'm going to drop mentality down to positive or balanced. In possession, to save some energy, we keep the passing shorter and we drop that tempo down to standard or even lower like I have there. Obviously, we'll add a bit of time wasting, again, getting that energy back, calming your players down. In transition, I'm going to take either counter press or counter off. When we win the ball back, I'll take counter off and tell them just to relax. I'll also ask my keeper to slow the pace down a bit. And obviously the main one, out of possession. What we're going to do with this is, we're going to drop that line of engagement down to standard or higher. The trigger press is going to drop right down to slightly more often. In some cases, I might even drop it down to slightly less often. Now what we've got is a completely different set of team instructions. One all about holding back a bit, dropping back, less pressing, catching our breath, allowing the players to last this 90 minutes. In this particular match, we've got 10 minutes to go. Look at the stats at the minute. We've shot 14 shots, 8 on target. Lazio have had 8 and 4. Possession is 52% the way of Lazio. XG is in our favour, but Lazio has crept up as we've got more and more tired. Up to the 92nd minute, and you can see the stats have hardly changed in favour of Lazio. We've nullified them now because we've calmed things down. We've kept our shape. They've got frustrated. They've got a man sent off. They're trying to push forward, but we're solid now. They can't get through us. We've just shut the game down. So you can still play the high press style, just know when to back it off a little bit. And we take the win. If I'd carried on going hell for leather for that extra 15 minutes, I think Lazio would have come back into that game and got the equaliser. So having that alternative team instruction set up is a great scenario. Keep your formation, keep the rules, keep all that the same. Just flip it. That example we just saw is the main one I would use. Basically shutting the game down when you notice your players are getting tired. But you can take it a step further. You can pick and choose moments in the match to drop that team instruction back and just rest a bit. You could go hell for leather for 20 minutes, back off for 5, back to hell for leather, back off for 5. That's pretty much the way Liverpool do it now. Klopp's a very clever man. He won't have them doing it the full 90 minutes. Pick and choose their moments. That last game against Lazio was a pre-season friendly, but now, alas, the season has started. So let's try that approach. Let's pick and choose our moments and see if we can maintain player energy for the full 90 minutes. Okay, we'll pause it there. 26 minutes gone. If you look at the two teams, both still pretty fresh, but ours are just showing a little few signs of getting fatigued. So what I'm going to do, Lazio are actually playing a little bit better than us. I'm going to flip the tactic to version 2 now. And we'll see if that maintains energy. In fact, we've got a corner and Bastoni nearly puts it in front. So we'll watch the energy levels for the next 10 or so minutes. Even when I'm watching the game, the press is way less than we normally play. You can see we're dropping off quite a lot. It might help us out in this instance. As Korov plays it through to Lautaro, who probably should have scored. But we're backing off their defence rather than going right at them. Okay, we flipped it back now. We're going to do a big push till half time, 45 minutes. So we've got 7 minutes of the high intense style now. We'll see if we can get back in front. So Anderson's got the ball there, clearance, but he couldn't find anyone to pass to because we're high pressing again. Sensi to Kolarov, who pings one. Alexander Kolarov. So we're back in front. Well, we're in front, sorry. With 5 minutes to go. We're going to keep the high press until half time and we'll see where we're at. It's had the perfect effect so far. We've got 2 goals in 3 minutes since switching back to the high press. After this goal, I'm going to drop it back now to the lower press and see it through for the first 15 minutes of the second half. As a reminder, that's our second version of the tactics. So the team instructions are all different. You can see that there's the second one compared to the one we start the match and flip it to. So for the next 15 minutes, we're going to go with this, maintain the lead, maintain some energy. It's also got the happy side effect of being a counter-attacking tactic. So if you've gone in front and you drop to this, you're going to hit teams on the break. So it's a happy side effect. Pause the game there, 1 hour in. Now, if you look at our players now, we're in a lot better condition than we were in the first game I showed you after 60 or so, 60, 70 minutes. No one's absolutely dying yet because we're maintaining a bit more energy. I'm going to stick with this for another 10 minutes. Then from 70 to 80, we go back to the high pressing style, in your face style. And for the last 10 minutes, we'll drop it back again. Okay, it's 80 minutes. Another 10 minutes have gone with the high press style in control of the match. Having a look at our team, they're all in decent condition. With 10 minutes to go, there's only really Sensi who's struggling a bit, but he's a box-to-box midfielder. Think about that role. Up, down, up, down. Always have a backup box-to-box midfielder because he's the one in this system that's probably going to need replaced. So for the last 10 minutes, we'll sub off Sensi, even though he's having a stormer, and we'll drop to our lower tempo, lower press tactic, and hopefully see the game out. So subs are huge in this version of FM. So we've took our box-to-box midfielder off, and the other guys that are covering a lot of ground, which you should look out for, especially if you don't have wingers in front of you, is your wing backs. One of mine's gone off with a bad injury, but my right back Dumfries has got through a hell of a lot of work. We'll take him off as well. And we're into that version 2 of the tactic for the last 10 minutes. And job done. Win 2-0 against Lazio. It was probably a more convincing performance than the pre-season friendly. You can see the stats there. The team lasted really well. Even Barella, who was off an injury, so his fitness was dropping, but he lasted the whole match. So that's 2 different ways to do it with his press. So you can either go full throttle as long as you can until you start seeing them drop off a bit and then just make the one change and see it through to the end of the match. Or in version 2, which I'm probably favouring at the moment, is pick and choose your spots. Just like Klopp does. Tell them, 10 minutes, go for it, and back off for 5. Go again with 10 minutes and back off. Pick and choose your moments. What it does show though is this style will still work, and I'm glad it still works. It gets a lot of abuse, this style of play, but it works in real life, so it should work in Football Manager. You've just got to be a bit clued up about it.